story time about Bonnie Lee and Kira Cousins. So, 8, 9 months ago, she texted me telling me that she was pregnant, and I was so happy for her.
Kira Cousins is a 23-year-old woman who blows up the internet. This video is going to be explaining how she goes so viral when on TikTok all she has got is just under 14,000 followers. Kira lives in Scotland and she works in the supermarket Morrison's, and she a young lad called Jamie, and he is just 19 years old, and they begin dating. Well, only a month goes by and Kira announces that she is pregnant. You're probably thinking to yourself, so what? A 23-year-old is pregnant. The only problem is, though, she isn't actually pregnant. She is faking it, and she is going to introduce a newborn doll as her own child. So let's get into the controversy, the lies, the deceit, and how upset this family must be thinking that they are going to become grandparents for the very first time, only to find out that it is all a massive lie. Kira announces to everybody that she is pregnant. Her family, her boyfriend, she even persuades her boyfriend to tell his mother, and he doesn't want to because he doesn't want to become a father when they've only just met. He wants her to get rid of it. But Kira, oh no, that's not going to happen to her. She leaves it a few days after Jamie says he's not going to tell his mum, and she sends his mum a text and she tells her herself. She also tells her colleague and anyone on TikTok and Snapchat. Kira also arranges a baby shower, and at this baby shower her parents, his parents and their friends all attended.
Come on!
At the gender reveal party, we can quite plainly see that Kira appears to be looking quite pregnant there, but we know that she isn't because of the fake reborn doll that she produces later on. So she must have bought one of those pregnancy bumps from the internet, and there she is shooting off that rocket thing, being all excited and saying it's going to be a girl. She's already got a name for her. She's going to call her Bonnie Lee. And at this gender reveal party, obviously, she receives lots of gifts. If she's this far along, I don't understand why the boyfriend doesn't know that it's not real. I mean, if they're dating and they must be spending some kind of time together, or once she's got pregnant, are they not intimate anymore? I don't really sort of get that part. I know when she goes to the appointments that she turns up at the hospital and she says that Jamie can't attend, but she does show a pregnancy test that is positive and some baby scans. So where did she get those from, I wonder? Out of the blue, Kira announces that Bonnie Lee has a congenital heart defect and it was picked up on an ultrasound scan. It's been a challenging and heartbreaking couple of days regarding baby Gardner. Jamie and I have had some time to talk with family and close friends to share some information, and I feel now, as everyone's checking in, and asking we share the news of our beautiful princess. Thankfully to the midwives and sonographers, these last few tests have picked up something that breaks our hearts. Grieving that healthy baby we thought we would have, but knowing soon she will still be in our arms. They let us know that baby G has one congenital heart defect. This means she is born with it at birth, and it will present sadly in her adult life. The condition is known as a complete balance atrioventricular septal defect, AVSD or AV canal, which means she has a hole in the middle of her heart as it didn't develop and form the correct way, and it has been this way since the early stages of pregnancy, while the ventricles leak the blood that should be pumping around her body. Her heart struggles. Now, while this is terrifying for us as parents, in the meantime, thank you so much for checking in. Please respect privacy on both sides of the family, regardless of what happened, to which I'm sure everyone's seen last week. Both families' main priorities is our daughter and having her supported and loved through the difficult time of her life. Mummy and Daddy both love you, our girl. No matter what, we have got you. Baby is due in November, but on October the 10th, Kira's friend Neve receives a text message and she doesn't reply to it because she is asleep. But in the morning, when she sees the text, she's quite shocked to see it's a picture of Bonnie Lee in a car seat leaving the hospital, having already been born. And she was born prematurely but weighing £5 4 ounces, which in the UK a baby has to be £5 to be able to leave the hospital. Even if it's your first baby, if there are no complications, you can leave the hospital just 6 hours after giving birth. But in this case, I don't understand why they would let Kira leave hospital after only 6 hours, as she announced previously that the baby had a congenital heart defect. And I know it's not real, I'm not being deluded here. I know this baby's not real. I know it's a doll, but I'm just trying to follow along with her story and make some sense out of how people were fooled by it. Now, this is where Kira's problems really begin, because all the time she's pretending that she's pregnant, wearing the fake baby bump, everything's all good. And her friends and family are all going out and they're buying her clothes and gifts. Her grandparents buy the baby a bouncing chair, and she also gets a pram, or as you in America call it, a stroller, which costs over £1,000, which obviously is a lot of money. Now we're going to hear from other people who have found out that Kira is faking everything, and then we are going to hear from Kira herself when she posts up her confession.
I've heard of people faking pregnancies, but trying to pass a reborn baby doll off as your newborn baby is a new level of delusion. How far was this girl willing to go with this? Earlier this year, 23-year-old Kira Cousins from North Scotland informed her boyfriend Jamie Gardner, along with family and friends, that she was expecting a baby. Then on October 10th, Kira informed her family that she had gone into labor and given birth in the middle of the night, supposedly all alone. She claimed the delivery was sudden and that she managed without any help help. In fact, Kira even shared photos appearing to show her leaving the hospital with newborn Bonnie Lee in an infant car seat. Astonishingly, even this was fabricated. The newborn baby in the car seat was actually a lifelike reborn doll. Kira had acquired an incredibly realistic looking baby doll to serve as Bonnie Lee, complete with a pacifier, a swaddling blanket to impersonate a real infant. She brought this doll home, passing it off as her healthy newborn daughter, and got away with it for almost an entire week.
Where the F do I even start? So Kira is/was a good friend of mine. The day she told me she was pregnant, I was so happy, feeling like I was going to be an auntie again, sending me baby scans. 4 months go by and the gender reveal comes. Me, my mum and niece all went, bought her gifts. She received a lot of presents for her baby doll. What is Kira actually gaining here? Yes, she might be getting some money, but the majority of things are going to be gifts for the baby. So, clothes and other things that babies need. So, what sort of benefit are they going to be to her? That's the bit I don't get. Anyway, no one thought for a second that she wasn't pregnant or lying to everyone. Everyone believed Kira. Kira was texting me all throughout her pregnancy, telling me never to get pregnant. She's constantly sick, she feels lonely, and all the rest. Telling me Jamie never went to any of the appointments with her, painting Jamie and his family out to be the worst people on the earth, when in reality, they were the only correct ones. She also called me at 01:30 early on the 10th of October. I never answered it as I was asleep. When I woke up, I had a Snapchat from her. Hi, Aunt Neve. Bonnie Lee is my name. I was born at this time and I weigh this much. The exact same weight as my daddy when he was born. I can't wait to meet you. Wow, that's a huge coincidence, isn't it? Weighing the same weight as her daddy when he was born. She also sent me a video of her walking out of the hospital with the baby in the car seat. I felt terrible as I thought she went through labour on her own, so I sent her a video crying with excitement, congratulated her. 2 days after the baby was born, she texted me saying Jamie's mum had said to her it's a doll. She's not moving or anything, and she'll be freezing. Again, never let the granny hold the baby or touch the baby. So she grabbed the baby and went to Wishaw to get her checked over. She says the hospital just told her to keep her wrapped up and she had mucus. Vera is going the whole hog with this fabrication, isn't she? Telling Neve that she had taken the baby to the hospital and saying it had mucus when all along all it is a doll. The same day she told me it's normal for a newborn baby not to open their eyes at all. The following day she texts me saying I need to get out this house. Can I come see you? I says, yeah, of course. Do you want me to come pick you up as you've just had a baby? She says yes, and I went. I asked her if she needed help. She says no, but anyway, I took the pram and put it in my boot, and she strapped the car seat in, asked me to take her to Morrison's, where she worked, so she could show everyone the baby. So we went, and all her work colleagues were giving her money for good luck. More money in Kira's pocket. She asked her manager, can I come back to work? As a joke, and her manager says, Kira, just enjoy this time off and get bonding time with Bonnie Lee. I'm assuming she would be on maternity leave from work, so she will be committing fraud as well. So now everyone in her work has met her. We came to mine. She had the car seat really close to her, and my mum was also excited to meet the baby, as Kira had been telling my mum for weeks and months she couldn't wait to see her. My mum moved the blanket just to see her legs, as everyone does, and Kira moved so quickly to put the cover back over her. She made a bottle up, but says she's not crying or even up, so I won't bother her now. She was on the phone to Jamie, and he was asking for a DNA test to be done. But as the baby had mucus, it couldn't be done. Her cousin then phoned and says, Kira, why have you took the baby to your friends before I've even met her? But her cousin's a social worker, so she never wanted her cousin to see her, as she would have known straight away that it was a doll. She didn't let anyone touch the baby, not even me when she was in my house, but we thought she's just being an overprotective mum. When I was dropping her off, she called Jamie and asked for him to be at hers for her getting back so she could feed the effing doll. Soon as we got 2 minutes from hers, she calls Jamie back and tells him not to come right now. He could come later. The next day, my sister had noticed all her photos on Facebook had been deleted. Then I went on to Snap to notice she had deleted every picture and video of Bonnie Lee from our chats. I texted her asking why she done it. She ignored me. I then added Jamie on Snap to understand what the F was happening, and I asked him, is this a doll? And he says, yes, it's a doll. I can't imagine how he must feel right now, and everyone else that has been lied to for months and months believed they were going to be grandparents for the first time, an uncle for the first time, all of her family and friends. As I know, I feel totally used, drained mentally. I'm effed. I feel I can't trust anyone or believe anyone. Everyone got conned by her, and I feel worse because I'm one of the few people to meet this baby. I was driving 20 miles an hour on the motorway, as I didn't want to hit any bumps or give the effing doll a fright. Just for context here, the speed limit on a UK motorway is 70 miles an hour. So if she was only going 20 miles an hour, she could have caused a serious accident. But deep down, I know I done everything correctly and just done it because I genuinely cared about this doll. She even went to the extreme and texted Jamie, the doll's dad, saying Bonnie Lee died. This on the screen is a copy of the text that Kira sent to Jamie, and for someone who's supposedly telling the father of their baby that it has just died, it definitely leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it? It has also been alleged that this is not the first time that Kira has pulled this stunt. Allegedly, she did it previously 2.5 years ago, and I just still really cannot fathom what she really gains out of it except for attention. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.